Hi guys, it's Darlene with Couture. We are gonna work on this pillow tonight. This is one of our chalk box kits, and this is our Marrakesh. I think that's how it's said. So we have 4 different chalk box kits, and we've done 2 of them already. So we did the Bonjour. That one is $34.99. And we did the Harvest. That one is $57.99. We're going to do the pillow. This is the Marrakesh. This is done with ink. This is our gold shimmer ink. And then tomorrow for our live we will do small things. So with this one, the Marrakesh, it includes the large transfer. So this is our D size transfer, has the instructions on the back, and it includes 2 of these pillow covers. So you could do 2 of the same, or you could save it and use it for another design. And then it includes our 3-ounce gold shimmer paint. Sorry, ink. Our gold shimmer ink. We use ink on fabric. So we are going to do this project. When you sign up to receive the chalk box kit, this will come in the mail. This is not a subscription. This is a kit that you can purchase online. You could purchase all of these things separately if you wanted to, but we have our kits that you can purchase, and they just kind of get you started. They get you in the door with Couture. You get to try something out, see if you like it. And the only things that you'll need, like for this one, you will need a squeegee, and I would strongly suggest the 4-inch handled squeegee because you're going to be able to pull the chalk paste down. You can use a small one, but it's going to take a lot more time. This would be like one of the small ones, and it would take you a lot longer to do that. So we're going to use the 4-inch handle squeegee, and we're going to heat set this. So I am turning on my heat press. I have an easy Cricut heat press. I think I said that backwards. A Cricut easy heat press. So we will heat set it afterwards. I'm going to set that so it starts heating up. So you heat set it at 305 for 30 seconds on each area. If you do not have a heat press, you will simply use an iron. And I always suggest that iron your fabric flat. Get out all of the creases. When you get this, it's going to look like this. You're going to take it out of the package and it will have been folded. You do not want to put your design onto this and start doing it. You want this to be completely flat so that your design is nice. See the difference? I took 5 minutes. I sprayed this with water. I ironed it flat. So I did both sides, and you know, we're just putting a design on one side, but you want both to look good. There's a little bit of wrinkles. It's not quite as flat on the other side, but I did the best I could in a short period of time. You don't want the wrinkles. Don't do that. It doesn't look good. So you can put a piece of cardboard in here. I like to use the Couture ink mats. It's easy for me. It is sticky. It's going to stick to the fabric and hold it so it doesn't move. But other people use other things. You are more than welcome to use whatever you're comfortable with. A piece of cardboard would be fine. You just don't want the ink to go down onto the other side. So sometimes it will go all the way through. So just go ahead and put whatever you're going to use in there. Some people have used the Cricut mats. So whatever you're going to use, go ahead and put it in there. Get your surface completely flat. Just smooth it out. And then when you get your ink, you're going to open it and it's going to have foil. It's going to be covered with foil. You're going to remove that foil and scrape off all of the little ink that is on the top of the foil. You want to use that and stir it, and you're going to notice it's a lot different than chalk paste. The ink is really creamy, and you never have to add water. It will always be the right consistency for you. So I'm just going to set that to the side. We're going to take our transfer out of the plastic cover. So they will come in these little plastic covers. I put them back in that. I like to protect the transfers, and I like to have the name of it right here. So it has a name on your little plastic sleeve. And what you're going to do is you want to mark the back of it, because you want to know which side to return this to. You do not want to put the transfer back onto the matte side. This feels matte. The other side, I'm going to move this so I don't get ink on it from the marker. The other side is glossy. So let me show you. You're going to gently peel this up. Sometimes you have to work at it and flick your finger on it. This is glossy. So that is the side that your transfer goes back onto, because it will release. On the other side, the matte, it will stick forever. So don't put it on the wrong side. You can simply put an X, or you could write the name of the transfer, whatever you choose to do. I do it the easy way. An X is good for me. So sometimes to work with a larger transfer can be kind of hard. What you're going to do is you're just going to peel this up. So peel it up halfway, and then flip your transfer over, and then peel your backer sheet off. So if you peel your backer sheet off, that's easier than trying to peel the transfer off of the backer sheet. So then you're just going to want to get this centered on here. So with the Couture pillow forms, there's a zipper. I usually put the zipper at the bottom because that's going to be down on the couch, and if you don't mind that it shows on the side, you can put it however you want. That is just simply what I choose to do. And then I'm just going to center it as best as possible. It's not going to cover all the way to the edge. It is just a little bit short of that. I'm just going to try a couple more times to get it exactly even here. And you want to press out any of the little air bubbles. Take your time. If it takes a couple of times, that's okay. You want to do this right. So you're just going to keep going until you get it so that all of your air bubbles are out and it's even on your pillowcase. So it's still a little bit off here. We're just going to try one more time and see if we can get this. 2 people would be great, but that's okay. We just take our time, and you're just simply going to smooth it out. Get out all those air bubbles. I can see that there's one right here, so I'm just going to peel that up. We're going to push it again. Going to smooth that all out. Okay, so you see where it doesn't cover up this on the edge of the fabric? I'm going to take blue painter's tape, and I'm going to cover that because you don't want your ink to go onto that. So simply take blue painter's tape and go along the edge. That's going to protect your fabric. It's a cheap and easy way to make sure that you don't mess this up. So just do it to both sides. And it will help hold your transfer down here too. So there's a little bit right here. The top is fine. Down here by the zipper, So we are just protecting this, protecting the fabric in case we get a little crazy with the ink. And then we're gonna pull down. We're gonna put the ink up here and we're gonna start pulling down. So I'm just gonna put some ink here and there. It will absorb it a lot. I will probably have to add more because the ink does go into the fabric a lot. You will probably use more than you thought you would. And we can add more as we go if we need to. So we will just get this on here, and the extra, if we have extra, it just goes back in the jar. So you are just gonna simply start spreading it down. You're gonna fill in that transfer with the ink, just simply scraping down, getting all of that filled. And you can see underneath if there's ink or not, or if it looks light. You want it to be an even color. That means that it's coated it properly. If it's light, then it means that it has not filled it completely. So we're going to put some more ink down here after we get this top area done. We're simply just pulling this down through our transfer. Going to fill this areas in right here. So we have a little more ink right here, and you do not have to worry about the ink drying quickly. It will not. It is not like the chalk paste. You can take your time. The thing about ink is that it is not forgiving. If ink goes on the wrong area, it is just there forever. It does not come out. You can try, but you're not going to be happy. It is going to stain. It's going to be there because ink is different. Chalk paste is water soluble. The ink, you wash it with water when you're all done, but it is not water soluble as far as being able to remove it. So you just want to do it right, take your time, and don't overwork it, because if you keep working the same areas, it could go underneath the transfer. So I'm just looking to make sure everything is even. I'm going to put the excess back into the jar. There is excess on the back of this. We don't want to waste that because we'll use that on another project. Gonna get that excess off up there. Gonna take one more look at it. See if there's any little areas that look like it didn't go through. And I think it looks good. The gold sometimes is harder to get through because it's thicker. The glitter colors. There goes my heat press. Let me go ahead and press that so it doesn't turn off. Okay, so what I need to do now is I am going to remove the blue painter's tape, and then I'm going to remove the transfer, and it's going to go into my water bath. And a water bath is simply a container of water that you put your transfer into to soak until you have time to wash it. So I'm carefully removing this. This goes in the trash can. And then I will remove my transfer. So this could be easier if there were two people, but really it's okay. The ink mat helps it kind of be a little more stable. And you know, I'm okay if all of this area is not the same, if some of it is lighter than others. I am going to carefully pull this. See, it's a little bit lighter there. I'm not going to put this back down and try to redo it. It's okay if there's areas that are lighter than others. If it's a little bit varied, that's okay, because it looks like it's that way throughout the whole thing. There's a little bit of variation here and there, And that's okay. We're just gonna leave it. So I'm just slowly working this off of here. Like I said, 2 people would have been great, but it's okay. I'm gonna get it. I'm just being patient, just carefully pulling it. I'm gonna put this into my water bath. Okay. All right. Okay. So there is our pillow, and it looks really good. There's a little bit of areas that are lighter, but I don't care. That's okay. It kind of looks like it's supposed to be that way. So I could have kept going over it, but then you risk that it's going to go underneath, and you really don't want that to happen. I can see there's a little area here that it did, but it actually looks like it's supposed to be that way. So I'm not going to be upset at that. I am just going to let it be. So carefully pull this away from the ink mat underneath. Pay attention to where your fingers are on the top so you're not touching the gold paint. And then just take your ink mat and slightly fold it underneath. This is the tricky part, I promise you. This is probably the hardest part, is getting the ink mat out, because we're going to dry this a little bit with our heat gun, and so we want to be able to have our ink mat out. Okay, so you're always going to wash your ink mat. You can't leave the ink on that. So I wash it right away. All I do is I spray it with water, and I wipe it lightly with a paper towel. Don't scrub it, it's got sticky stuff on it. Just wipe it with a paper towel. It's going to take the ink off, and then you're just going to set it to the side to dry. When it's dry, you're going to put that little plastic cover back on it, and you're going to slide it into the sleeve if you had it in a sleeve. Okay, so before we heat set this, you want to slightly dry it with either a heat gun or let it sit overnight, or a hair dryer. So I'm going to move this out of my way so that I do not accidentally touch this with my pillow. All right, so I have an industrial heat gun. It's from Uline, and that's what I like to use. You can use whatever you like, whatever you have. So you're just going to continually move the heat gun. You don't want to bubble up anything. You don't want it to melt this. You just want it to dry it. I just keep moving it. Ink takes longer to dry. Just feel it and see if it's starting to dry. So it's kind of glittery on my fingers, but we're going to go ahead and we are going to heat set this. And let me look and see if it did not go through the inside, but I am going to go ahead and stick a piece of parchment paper inside just to be on the safe side. Sometimes the ink will go through. The black is more runny than any of the others. That would be the one I would be concerned about. Or if you had a really thin fabric. This fabric is thick, so I don't think that is a concern. Okay, this came with my heat press, so this goes underneath. So we're gonna do a quarter of it at a time. That is how big the heat press is. So we are going to cover it going to put it more so you can see it. We are going to take a piece of parchment paper and go and put over the top of this when we put our heat press on there. So this is the Cricut Easy Heat Press, and well, Cricut Easy Press. What you do is you just press the green button and it counts down for you. So that will count down 30 seconds. And it kind of looks like I may have to do the center too. It is not going to get the whole area. So we are just going to sit here. While that is going, we're just going to look at these again. These are the 4 chalk box kits that they have right now. So they may come out with more later. More than likely they will. These are the 4, and tomorrow I will do the last one. I've done demos on the other 2, and then we did this one tonight. Okay, so I am going to move this over, and we are just going to keep doing these areas here. So I'm going to do it in like 6s, or maybe I have to do the center too. So we have Bonjour. That was the one that we did a couple days ago. That's $34.99. It comes with the frame, it comes with the transfer, and it comes with 2 of the little chalk pastes. And then the Marrakesh that we did tonight, that comes with 2 of the pillow forms, the transfer, and the gold ink. The Harvest comes with the large frame, the larger size transfer, and 2 chalk pastes. And then Do Small Things with Great Love, that comes with the board and base, a transfer, and 2 chalk pastes. So the things that you need when you do these, for example, the 4-inch squeegee and an ink mat. So you need something to go inside. You don't necessarily have to have the Chalk Couture ink mat. You can use something else, but you need to have something inside. And I can see that the ink is coming off onto this, so I'm going to be really careful. I'm going to get another piece before I do the next area. I'm going to get a clean piece and cover this. We're kind of going to overlap this a little bit, and that's okay. So I'm doing 30 seconds at 3:05. So now I'm going to do this area. We're just going to keep doing the areas. We want to make sure that this is heat set completely. So it's counting down the 30 seconds. So with this one, we needed the squeegee. You could use a tiny squeegee, but the handled 4-inch squeegee worked really great. And you could see how easy it was to get that done and cover that whole area really quickly. But you could use the small one. I saw them demo it, and they did use a small one, and that's fine. With the other ones, a small squeegee would work perfectly. Okay, we're going to do the center here. So you are supposed to do both sides. You heat set both sides. You can do this with the iron. If you're doing it with the iron, you're just going to keep going over this for 3 or 4 minutes, and you can tell the difference. You can feel when it's not sticky anymore. You can tell that it's been heat set. So you will just continue to do that, to go over it with your iron at the cotton setting until it is done. So 3 or 4 minutes is what they say, and then you're going to flip it and you're going to do the other side. So we will flip this and we will do it inside out. But I won't do that for you guys. I won't take up all of your time. I just simply wanted to show you how we do this beautiful pillow, how to work with this ink. This gold is pretty awesome. It really glitters, or really shines. The glitter is really bright. But it takes a little bit longer. I feel like I need to go over this again. So I will probably do that. But while I'm doing this, I will talk to you a little bit about Chalk Couture and how easy it is to purchase. You can go onto my website. You can call me if you're in the area. I do craft shows. I will be at a craft show in Bonita this weekend, so you can message me if you're local and I can let you know where I'm going to be. You can join if you want to become a designer like me. And joining, you buy a kit similar to Tupperware, Scentsy, that type of thing. You join and you receive a kit, and you can sell if you want to, or you can simply just buy for yourself to make gifts. That is what I started out doing. In the fall, I simply wanted to have this so I could make signs to take to my craft show. And that was all I wanted to be able to do, was that. And then I decided that, hey, this would be really cool to be able to show people and teach them. And so in the spring, I have started taking the product to the craft shows to sell and to demo. And I've had some people sign up, and now they are becoming designers and they are teaching people, they're making signs, and it's just a variety. You can do whatever you want with this business. You do not have to go out there and push the product. That is the great thing about this company, is that they understand that some people simply want to buy this and make stuff for themselves, and that's okay. And the one thing about joining is that as soon as you join, you receive a 40% discount off of everything forever and ever. And that is just the way it is. They give you this great discount, and your first order, you get 50% off. So that's pretty awesome. So if you want to know more about it, just let me know, and I would be very happy to get you the information. But I am going to go ahead and I will finish the other side off camera so you don't have to watch all of that. But thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope that you're learning something from these, and you can see that how easy it is. And don't get frustrated if you make a mistake. I don't. I look at this, and everything that you do may have an imperfection in it. Everything that's handmade is different, and that's okay. Don't stress. Don't worry. It's okay. So thank you for putting up with me, listening to me ramble, and I will be back tomorrow. Thank you.